A pleasant day, panelists. My name is Roger Sam Halala, 23 years of age. I graduated at All Wisdom School, College of Education, Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Biological Science. I already have 3 years of teaching experience, which I had my first year of teaching in Tagbilaran Grace Christian School and my second year of teaching in Holy Spirit School of Tagbilaran. The topic that I will be presenting in my semi-detailed lesson plan is all about cell division mitosis, and I will. Good morning, grade 11 students. As you can see here, it is obviously an elephant. We can see an adult elephant and a orphan elephant, or termed as calf, CALF. And I have a question. What composed this particular elephant, especially in its biological composition or structure? Okay, I already heard the right answers, even though it is not organized. So let's try to organize it in an orderly manner. First one is cell, followed by tissue, and then the organ system, and then the organism. So those are the basic hierarchical foundation of a particular living organism, especially with the elephant, as we presented it in this PowerPoint, or the first slide. Now, why didn't consider the molecules and then the atom? Remember, the basic unit of life is the cell. So life starts at cell, not in molecules or in atoms. However, cell is composed of molecules and atoms, but we are talking about life. Life starts at cell. That's why cell is the basic unit of life. It is not molecule or atoms. Okay, I have here another example. Okay, first one is molecular level. However, molecule is not considered as biological order. Life starts at cell. But as what I said a while ago, cellular level is composed of molecular level. However, life starts at cell, not in molecules. Molecules are composed of atoms, and then the molecules is composed. Atoms is composed. Molecules is composed of atoms, and then the cellular level is composed of molecules, and then so on and so forth. Tissue level, organ system, then the organism. And then another example. Okay, again, don't confuse yourselves. Life starts at cell. Why? Because it is considered the basic unit of life, not the molecules, not the atom. However, atom is considered the building blocks of matter, but not life. Okay. I have here another example. As we can see, we have a particular chameleon, and then two species of snakes, but they are having the same process of changing their skins. Okay, take a look with the picture. Since we are talking about cell, what are the parts of cell? So let's try to remember what are your stock knowledge about the previous discussions we had. in our previous topic. Okay, according to your classmates, we have 6 answers here. Cell wall, lysosome, mitochondrion, vacuole, cytoplasm, and nuclear membrane. Cell wall, it shapes and supports plant cell, and then the lysosome, digestion center, according to your classmates. And then the mitochondrion, when we say mitochondrion, it is the singular form. But when we say mitochondria, it is the plural form. Considered as powerhouse of the cell, and then the vacuole contains water and dissolved minerals. And then the cytoplasm, jelly-like substance within the cell, or it is the area where we can see the organelles of the cell. Okay, then let's have an activity. The more, if you can answer my question, I will give particular point. Okay, what are the functions of cells? And now start answering in our Google Classroom. Okay, I already have some answers from your classmates. I'll try to read this one. Movement, reproduction, response to external stimuli, nutrition, excretion. What is this? Okay, respiration and growth. Very good. Second question. What are the different types of cells? Just give one, at least one. You can now start typing. Okay, we have already an answer. Stem cells, bone cells, blood cells, muscle cells, sperm cells, egg cells, nerve cells. Okay, that's all from your classmates. Okay, don't worry, you can still catch up to those who are not able to answer. Okay, I think the first moment I presented you the picture of particular organism, which is the elephant, and then the question that I gave you a while ago, and then the question that I just gave you now. Can you somehow connect it? Especially the topic that I was referring to. Okay, take note of that one. I know you were able to connect it somehow, and it will be used to connect for our main topic for today. Now, especially this last, the third slide, it refers to change of skin, and then how they change their skin. What is the process that is responsible of changing their skin? Okay, do you have any idea what will be our topic for today? The moment I give you the picture of that particular elephant, I update with some questions. And I connect it with your previous learning, especially we already tackled that one in our previous topics. And then the questions that I gave earlier. Excuse me. Okay, according to your classmates, cell. Okay, very good. You have your idea already. But it's not the cell that it's in Dragon Ball. So we are thinking the other way around. Okay, cell. Okay, so I'll give you a hint. What are the 3 forms of precipitation? Okay, very good. There were 3 in the form of rain, hail, and snow. And then since we are a tropical country, the only precipitation that we have is the rain, and then after the rain comes with percolation or the collection, and after that one we have transpiration or evaporation, and then after the transpiration and evaporation we have the condensation, and then the condensation finally the precipitation. Okay, what cycle is that? Okay, very good. According to classmates, it's a hydrological cycle or the water cycle. Now you have your hint already. What will be, I mean, the topic that we will be discussing for today? Okay, very good. According to your classmates, our main topic will be the cell cycle. Okay, very good. The cell cycle, as what you can see here in our introductory slide for the main topic, the cell cycle. Then it composed of two major phases, which are the interphase and the mitosis. So you can see here the overview of the cycle: mitotic phase, the first growth phase, the synthesis phase, and then the growth and preparation for mitosis. Okay, let's proceed. By the way, if you have questions about this one, why consist of two major phases, don't be confused, because mitosis is just a small portion or a small process of the whole cell cycle. Okay, let's proceed for the interphase. Interphase is composed of three phases. First one is G1 phase. Cells do most of their growing in terms of increase in size and synthesize in new proteins, and organisms increase in size. Sort of, it's like a human in it will have an activity of eating, and then when we say synthesis, it's more on creating new proteins. Then we have the S phase here. Chromosomes are replicated and synthesized, and DNA molecules takes place. When we say replicated, making of another copy for DNA molecules to take place. Usually, if a cell enters S phase and begins replication, it completes the rest of the cycle. So, in S phase, if a cell enters this particular phase, it is considered completes of the rest of the cycle. And then the G2 phase. Many of the organelles and molecules required for cell division are produced. The shortest of the three phases of interphase, so G2 phase is the shortest of the three phases of interphase. The original cell is called the parent cell, while the two new cells are called daughter cells. So let's take a note of this one. You can see the parent cell and then the two daughter cells. Before cell division occurs, the cell replicates. When we say replicates, it makes a copies of its own, all of its DNA, so each daughter cell gets a complete set of genetic information. Why it replicates? In order to make a copy of DNA, so that the two daughter cells will get a genetic information from their parent, complete set of genetic information. And then each daughter cell is exactly like the parent cell, same kind a number of chromosomes as the original cell. Many organisms, especially unicellular organisms, reproduce by means of cell division. When we say unicellular, it means mono or one. It is usually having the process of called asexual reproduction. bacteria. When we say sexual reproduction, it does not depend on the other. Just like when we say sexual reproduction, it composed of two. Unlike asexual, it only uh, it is one only. It doesn't depend on something or someone. DNA is located in the nucleus and controls all cell activities, including cell division. Long and thread-like DNA in a non-dividing cell is called chromatin. You can see a picture of this one later on. And then double-coiled short DNA in a dividing cell is called chromosome. Consists of two parts, the chromatid and the centromere. When we say chromatin, this is the chromatin. And then when we say double and then coiled, it refers to the chromosome, condensed chromosome. And then when we refer to chromatid and centromere, this is the centromere. When we say chromatid, this is the sister chromatid. So the moment they combine with the help of centromere, they are called chromosome. But when they separate to each other, they will be termed as chromatid. Okay, chromosome structure. This is the form of unduplicated or called as chromatid, and then with their centromere or primary constriction. Then this is the form of duplicated. Two identical sister chromatids attach an area in the middle called centromere. Again, this is the centromere. And then when cells divide, sister chromatids separate and one goes to each new cell. So when processing the mitotic division or mitosis, each of these sister chromatids will take part of each other. Okay, chromatin to chromosomes illustration. So this is the chromatin, duplicates itself, and then it goes up into chromosomes. Okay, this is the first one, second one, and then the third one of the illustration. Now, why does DNA need to change from chromatin to chromosome? Answer is to be more efficient division. When we say efficient, it is the desired outcome. It is capable of desired particular outcome. So when you are expecting to it to be happen in your desired output. So just like army, they have their own military training in order to be efficient in a particular battlefield. Okay, next, chromosome number. Every organism has its own specific number of chromosomes. Example, human, 46 chromosome or 23 pairs. Now, where does these 23 pairs come? Obviously, to our parents, from mother and father. Now, for the dog, it consists of 78 chromosomes or 39 per pair. And then the goldfish is 94 chromosomes or 47 pairs. The lettuce, 18 chromosomes and then or 9 pairs. All somatic cells in an organism have the same kind and number of chromosomes. Example, human, it contains of 46 chromosomes. And then for human skin cell also contains of 46 chromosomes. And then human heart cell consists of 46 chromosomes still. Human muscle cell still 46 chromosomes. And then the fruit fly still 8 in terms with its skin, heart, and then the muscle cell. Now, this is the overview of the cell cycle. Series of events cells go through as they grow and divide again. Cell cycle. It is the series of events cells go through as they grow and divide. As you can see, interphase, majority of the cell cycle covers by interphase, while for the mitosis is just a small portion of the whole cell cycle. You can see here the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, cytokinesis, cell division, and then the nuclear division, or known as mitosis. Later on, we will be able to dig deeper. What are these terms? Cells grows, prepares for division, then divides to form two daughter cells, each of which then begins the cell cycle again. So the moment those two particular daughter cells will divide, they will make their own cell division also in order to divide. For the interphase, period of cell growth and development. That is the highlight of having interphase, in which the uh, cells are improving itself in order to be efficient while having the mitosis. Then replication or the copying occurs during interphase. During interphase, the cell also grows, carries out normal activities, replicates all other organelles. The cell spends most of its life in interphase. Mitosis, division of the nucleus into two nuclei, each with the same number of chromosomes. Mitosis occurs in all the somatic or known as body cells. Why does mitosis occur? So each new daughter cell has nucleus with a complete set of chromosomes. So again, why does mitosis occur? So each new daughter cell has nucleus with a complete set of chromosomes. And also you will have your idea. For example, you will have particular wound in your hand, and then after 24 hours it heals, or let's just say, even though it's not 100% recovered, but at least the wound has closed. Mitosis is the responsible for they keep on dividing. Regarding about this one, they have, especially with the books that I read, at least 24 hours. Then some publishes at least more than 24, but I'm sure it's within a day, or let's just say 24 hours. Most books that I read, they use the time of having 24 hours in order to uh, undergo the process of mitosis. Excuse me. That's why if you have some wound the other day, especially you wake up, you will be able to notice that your wound is healed. Okay, 4 phases of nuclear division, which is the mitosis, directed by the cell's DNA with an acronym of PMAT. Okay, let's meet them all. Prophase, metaphase, with a clue of middle, and see anaphase is support, and let's see telophase is 2. Okay, prophase. Okay, this is the first stage of mitosis, which is the prophase. Now, when the prophase, when the chromosomes undergo in this first stage of mitosis, chromosomes coil up. When we say coil up, they somehow attach to each other. We can see here it is called centrioles, and then this is the envelope. This is cell envelope, and then this thread look like our comb, microtubule apparatus, or known also as spindle fiber apparatus. And then the nuclear envelope disappears. When the nuclear envelope disappears, spindle fibers form. So the spindle fibers, this is the spindle fibers, but the centrioles will move to opposite direction, and then the spindle fiber apparatus or microtubules will get the chromatids or the chromosome. Okay, next stage. This is the second stage of mitosis, known as having a two of middle. When we say middle, the chromosomes are in the middle, lining at the equatorial plate, or they will have their chromosome parades. As we can see, it's a colorful chromosome parade. We have blue, green, red, and then the violet. Each of the spindle fiber particles attach to centromere of these particular chromosomes, and then chromosomes lines up in middle of cell. Spindle fibers connect to chromosomes. And then the third one of mitosis, anaphase, means apart. Why? Why it means apart? Because as you can see, the sister chromatids were pulled away to each other. That's why it breaks them apart. Now the chromosome breaks into chromatid. The chromosome copies divide. Spindle fibers pull chromosomes to opposite direction. As you can see, the centriole spindle fiber apparatus, they pull the the chromatids away to each other in an opposite pole. The last phase is the telophase, means two. Why two? Because as you can see, they are nearly dividing themselves into two. Chromosomes uncoil. When we say uncoil, they go back to their original shape, that thread-like looking, and then nuclear envelopes form. As you can see, the nuclear envelope, it reappears, and then two new nuclear are formed. So 1 and 2, and spindle fibers disappear. The one that there has a thread look like. And then the cytokinesis, the division of the rest of the cell, cytoplasm, and organelles after the nucleus divides. So this is the plant cell, and then this is the animal cell. It will create a cleavage furrow, while for the plant cell, they will just extend their cell wall in order to divide. In animal cell cells, the cytoplasm pinches in, and then in plant cell, a cell plate forms. And then after mitosis and cytokinesis, the cell returns to interphase to continue to grow and perform regular activities. Okay, as we can see here, there's the cleavage furrow, that cleavage that you are referring, the cleavage furrow in cell division. Then it has a diameter of 100 micrometer, and then the vesicle wall of if you are having a confusion about this is for the animal cell, and while for this one is the plant cell. You can see the difference between the two of them. Summary of the cell cycle: interphase to mitosis, composed of 4 stages, and then the cytokinesis. When cells become old or damaged, they die and are replaced with new cells. As we can see here in diagram, this is the prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, cytokinesis, and then the particular daughter cell. Cell division control. Okay, let's have this one. DNA controls all cell activities, including cell division. Some cells lose their ability to control their rate of cell division. The DNA of these cells has become damaged or changed, also mutated. These superdividing cells forms masses called tumors. First one is initiation, promotion, and then the progression. Progression is the worst of these other two stages. Then, benign tumors are not cancerous cells. These cells do not spread to other parts of the body. So as you can see the diagram here, a tumor is forming, cancer cells dividing, and then the normal cells. Okay, by the way, when we say cancer, it describes as uncontrollable cell growth. Okay, that's why it's really dangerous, especially if the particular cell is the stage 4. Malignant tumors are cancerous. Okay, so these are the tumors that are cancerous that will be considered as malignant. These cells break loose and can invade and destroy healthy tissue and other parts of the body called metastasis. Okay, take note for this picture. Benign tumors are generally self-contained and localized and have a well-defined perimeter. They grow slowly, expanding outward from a central mass. As you can see, the arrows, uh, obviously it portrays expansion. They are dangerous when they compress surrounding tissues. A benign tumor near a blood vessel could restrict the flow of blood in the abdomen. It could impair good digestion. In the brain, it could cause paralysis. So it is really dangerous for this benign tumor to damage particular blood vessel because it will affect the particular function of uh, that blood vessel that will be affected. Then the malignant tumors are not self-contained and usually do not compress surrounding tissues. Their growth is an irregular invasion of adjacent cells. Although they may grow slowly, they are also capable of very rapid growth. They are not localized in a process called metastasis. They shed cells that travel through the bloodstream and infect tissues at other locations. They can even establish malignant growth in a different type of tissues. A breast cancer can spread to tongue tissues, for example. So even though malignant tumor is not having the so-called metastasis, but some of those malignant tumors is dangerous if it will be carried by particular blood vessel or somehow flowed uh, from the other nutrients. Cancer is not just one disease, but many diseases. Over 100 different types of cancers. Example for leukemia. Leukemia is a cancer for blood. So as you can see here, cancer is not just one, but it has a lot. So leukemia is one of this one. I mean, leukemia is one of these diseases. Okay, for our overall summary, chromosome, DNA copies itself in chromosome appearance and location. Then important events is DNA replication, cell growth, replicates and organelles. Then chromosomes coil up in prophase. For the important events, nuclear envelope disappears. Spindle fibers form metaphase. Chromosomes line up in the middle. Spindle fibers connect to chromosome, then the anaphase, or the degradation of both sister chromatids. Chromosome copies divide and move apart. Spindle fibers pull chromosome copies apart to opposite poles. Chromosomes uncoil back into chromatin, and then nuclear envelope will form to two new nuclear are formed, spindle fibers disappear, and then the last one is the cytokinesis. Chromatin, division of the rest of the cell cytoplasm and organelles. Okay, this is the last part of our video discussion. Now I have an assignment here, but since we are having we are using the Google Classroom, I already sent you for the assessment, but there's still something you need to answer. Now, how do you relate mitosis in the healing of wounds? Okay, according to your classmates, we can relate the mitosis in healing of our wounds by cell division. Without cell division, they won't replace the worn out tissues or the damaged cells in a form of scratching or wounded any part of your body. So that is the relation of mitosis in the healing of wounds. What else? Okay, it's not just one healing, but it also repairs the worn out tissues or the dead cells in our body. And then the second one is explain the existence of cancer cells. Okay, so that's what we discussed a while ago, and then your classmate is very excited to answer also this one. According to his answer, cells is not limited to only one disease, but also to some factors. Okay, very good, because according to him, cells can be triggered by outside factor and an inside factor, which is very true. Just like the skin cancer triggered by overexposure of the UV rays, or also the excess eating of junk foods, which can cause uh, cancer, or this is the main term, especially the carcinogenic foods that can really cause cancer, that can trigger cancer. That's having substance of carcinogens. And then for your assessment, I will let you draw the stages of mitosis and meiosis, and I already sent you the rubrics in our Google Classroom, and hopefully you will be able to receive that one in our Google Classroom also. And for your assignment, what are the significant happening during prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase in mitosis? I already sent also for your assignment in our Google Classroom, so I hope you were able to answer the assignment on time, and thank you for your time for today. Okay, that's all for today. Goodbye, and thank you, grade 11 Ace JF. Okay, goodbye, thank you. So that's all for my lesson demo presentation. Thank you so much, panelists. Good day ahead.